It's 2 a.m., and you're not thinking about tomorrow. You're thinking about something someone said to you 3 years ago, in a hallway, at a job you no longer have. You're replaying it, word by word, rewriting your response, perfecting it, and somewhere in your mind you know it doesn't matter anymore, but you can't stop. You've been there. A comment someone made at dinner last year, a moment where you went silent when you shouldn't have, an argument where the words came out wrong or didn't come at all, and now it lives inside you, returning at odd hours, in the shower, on your commute, right before sleep. You might have told yourself it's obsessive, that you're too sensitive, that you need to just let it go. But here's what no one tells you. This isn't a flaw. This is your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. Psychology calls this rumination. Not the harmful kind we usually talk about, the spiral, the collapse, but the quiet, persistent kind. The kind where your mind keeps returning to an unresolved moment, the way your tongue keeps finding a sore tooth. It can't help it, because to your nervous system, an unfinished social exchange isn't just uncomfortable, it's a threat. Humans are social animals, not metaphorically, biologically. For most of our evolutionary history, being rejected from the group meant death. Social failure wasn't embarrassing. It was dangerous. So your brain evolved to treat unresolved conflict, missed opportunities to speak, moments of disconnection, as emergencies worth revisiting. It replays them not to torture you, but to prepare you. There's a concept in cognitive psychology called the Zeigarnik Effect. Bluma Zeigarnik was a Soviet psychologist who noticed something strange in a cafe in the 1920s Vienna. Waiters could remember every detail of an open tab, the orders, the requests, the modifications. But the moment the bill was paid, they forgot everything. The mind, she discovered, holds unfinished tasks in active memory. Completed things get filed away. Unfinished things stay open. That conversation you keep replaying, it's an open tab. Your brain filed it under unresolved, and it keeps pulling it back to the surface because it hasn't found a satisfying ending. This doesn't make you broken, it makes you human. In fact, research suggests that people with higher emotional intelligence tend to ruminate more, not less. Because they care about connection. They care about saying the right thing. They're trying to understand, not just react. The replaying isn't weakness. It's a sign that something mattered to you. Let's go a layer deeper. When you experience a socially charged moment, a conflict, an embarrassment, a silence that said too much, your amygdala fires. That's the brain's alarm system. It tags the memory as emotionally significant, which means it doesn't get stored like a regular memory. It gets stored with heightened encoding, sharper, more vivid, more retrievable. This is the same reason you remember your first heartbreak more clearly than what you had for lunch on a Tuesday in March. Emotional weight creates stronger neural pathways. And here's where it gets interesting. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for reasoning, language, self-reflection, is also the part that craves narrative closure. It wants stories to have endings. When they don't, it goes back to the scene and tries to write one. Think of it like a film editor with a reel of footage and no final cut. They keep going back to the timeline, trying different edits, rearranging the order, searching for a version that resolves. That's what your mind is doing at 2 a.m. It's editing. And the reason it keeps looping is that the resolution it's looking for isn't in the past. It can't be. The conversation is over. The ending is written. What your brain actually needs isn't a better response from 3 years ago. It needs something else entirely. Step 1. Name the loop without judgment. When you notice the replay beginning, don't fight it. Don't call yourself obsessive. Don't force yourself to stop. Just name it. My brain is running an open file. This simple act of labeling activates the prefrontal cortex and creates a small but real distance between you and the thought. Neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman found that naming an emotion or mental state reduces amygdala activation almost immediately. You're not suppressing the thought, you're observing it. That's different. Step 2. Find the need underneath. Every replay is pointing at something. Not the conversation itself, but what the conversation touched. Ask yourself, what was I afraid would happen if I said what I really meant? Maybe it was rejection. Maybe it was being misunderstood. Maybe it was losing someone's respect. These aren't small things. They're core human needs: belonging, recognition, safety, and connection. When you identify the need, the replay often quiets, because your brain wasn't really asking, "What should I have said?" It was asking, "Am I safe in relationships?" And that's a question worth answering, honestly. Step 3. Give the story an ending. Your prefrontal cortex wants closure, so give it one. Not by rewriting the past, but by writing forward. Take 5 minutes, write out the conversation. Write how you wished it had gone. Then write what you actually learned from the version that happened. This isn't about toxic positivity, it's about narrative completion. Psychologist James Pennebaker spent decades researching expressive writing. He found that translating emotional experience into language helps the brain file it, move it from active emergency to processed memory. You're not erasing it, you're giving it an ending. Step 4. Update the identity statement. Often, the reason a conversation replays is because it touched something you believe about yourself. I'm bad at confrontation. I always say the wrong thing. I can never express myself clearly. These aren't observations, they're identity conclusions, and your brain keeps returning to the evidence. The antidote isn't to convince yourself the opposite, it's to get curious. Was that moment really proof of who I am? Or was it one moment, under specific conditions, when I wasn't at my best? Cognitive behavioral therapy calls these core beliefs. They filter every experience. When you update the belief, the evidence loses its power. Step 5. Let the loop be information, not instruction. This is the quietest shift of all. The replay isn't telling you to fix the past. It's showing you what you value. If you're replaying a moment where you didn't speak your truth, that tells you honesty matters to you. If you're replaying something cruel someone said, that tells you dignity matters to you. If you're replaying a connection you let drift, that tells you belonging matters to you. The loop is a compass, not a punishment. Here's the one mental model that holds all of this together. Think of your mind as an archive. Every experience you have gets filed somewhere. Most files close automatically. The brain stamps them resolved and moves on. But some files stay open, not because you're broken, because they contain something unprocessed.
an unmet need, an incomplete feeling, a question your identity hasn't answered yet. The replay is the archive sending you a notification. This file is still open, and your only job, not to be perfect, not to rewrite the past, but to sit with the file long enough to understand what it's asking. Then, gently, close it, not with force.
Not with shame, but with the quiet acknowledgement. I see what this was about. I know what I value. I'm still learning how to live that. The conversations you replay most are rarely about the words. They're about the places inside you that are still trying to feel whole. And that's not something to fix quickly. It's something to notice, to honor, to sit with. Your mind is not malfunctioning. It's searching for resolution in the only place it knows how to look, the past. But resolution doesn't live there. It lives in the slow, honest work of understanding what you needed then and learning how to meet that need now. The loop will quiet, not when you find the perfect response to a conversation that's already over, but when you finally understand what that conversation was really about. And when that understanding arrives, and it will, you won't need to replay it anymore.